When you click on an image in Canva, you'll suddenly have access to dozens of editing tools. But as a beginner, you don't understand what these tools can do. That stops here. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through so that you can finally understand what these tools do and when you might want to use them. I'm starting with a presentation design, so we're all working in the same type of project. The first thing you need to know is how to get a picture onto your design. Head over to Uploads on the left-hand side of Canva. Click Upload Files and choose your image. Then you can drag it onto your design. The three dots give you additional upload options, including connecting to other services or uploading an entire folder. Another option is to simply drag an image from your computer directly into Canva. If you want to use one of Canva's stock images, go to Elements, click Photos, and search for whatever type of image you'd like to use. Notice that right now, no image is selected. As soon as I click on an image, Canva displays tools specifically designed for editing images. The other important thing to know is that anytime you click on something, it will change what the toolbar looks like on your canvas. Let me give you a couple examples. This is a graphic. Its toolbar looks completely different than a shape, and that toolbar looks different than a video. And the video toolbar looks different than a photo. Some tools open additional options in the left-hand panel, while others open directly below the toolbar. Now let's take a moment to look at this floating toolbar to see what the features do. Let's go to Ask Canva. Simply type what changes you'd like Canva to make, and Canva will use AI to make those changes for you. Keep in mind that Ask Canva uses a lot of AI credits, and those credits can disappear faster than you might expect. In fact, doing this image used 11% of my credits. I will link to the resources that you need about Canva AI credits in the description box below. Let's move on to the next feature. Edit is one of the biggest image editing areas in Canva, so we'll come back and take a deeper look at this a little later on. Background Remover does exactly what it sounds like. With a single click, Canva removes the background from your image. Oh, bonus! If you click VG Remover again, it will open up the Pixel Eraser. Speaking of Pixel Eraser, we're going to slide right next door to Eraser, and Canva gives us two options. The first option is Magic Eraser. I like to remove things from shirts with Magic Eraser. If you're not happy with the results, you can repeat the process. But the next is Pixel Eraser. And I really like this when there is an image that I really want one part of, but I don't want the rest. And I can just left click and erase everything except for the one thing that I want. You may have noticed that some of these features have a little crown on them. That's Canva's way of letting us know that this feature is part of Canva Pro. If you're using the free version of Canva, don't worry, you still have access to a lot of tools, but I will leave a free trial link in the description box below. Next to Eraser, we have a color option. Some images will have more than one color option, while others just have one option. You can click the color you want to change and change it to almost any color you'd like. You can even click on Add a New Color and move the color wheel around until you get the exact color that you want. If you're on a Chrome browser, you can even click Pick a Color and try to pick a color from another image to match. If you want to add a border, click your image and go to these three lines beside color. It's called Stroke Style. Move the stroke weight up until you get your desired weight. You can even choose other options as well. This is meant for images like this that have a background and not for images that don't. I'll show you how to give an outline to this a little later on. I know that we've covered quite a few tools already, but I don't want you to worry about memorizing them. The goal here is to simply become familiar with what's available in Canva, and then you can get to know them a little better later on. And just one more thing, I've been using Canva for over a decade, and Canva is constantly updating things. They add new features, they move things around, even sometimes the interface looks completely different. So if your Canva looks different than what I'm showing here, or you're confused at any point, don't worry, that's completely normal. But what you can do is ask your questions in the comment below, and I'll try my best to help. To add a rounded corner to a square image, click this button. It's called corner rounding, and as we move it, you can see those corners rounding. You think that's why they call it corner rounding? Again, this is one of those features that works great for solid images like this, but it won't work great for an image with a transparent background because you can't see it. I just realized I forgot to tell you something so basic, so here it is. When you click something, resize handles appear around it. You'll see circles around the corners and lines around the edges. And dragging the corners is one of the easiest ways to resize things. When you are wanting to crop an image, sure, you can drag the handles in like this. That's fantastic, but crop does so much more. First, you can find crop on the floating toolbar by clicking crop, or my favorite shortcut is double-click the image for crop to pop up. We're going to ignore expand, and we'll look at smart crop in just a second, but you'll see aspect ratios and rotation, which basically this means that I could crop it to a 1:1, a 16:9. And there are a bunch of different options. For this specific image, we're going to go with a 16:9. And instead of clicking rotate, which I really want to do, instead I'm going to click Smart Crop and let Canva do the work for me. And now we're going to click Done. This is one of the most useful tools when an image doesn't fit the dimension of your project. One of the best ways we learn how to use Canva is by doing. If you are a channel member, I have created an image editing playground that will take you through using some of these tools that you've seen in today's video. Sometimes you want to flip an image. And flip, you can flip it horizontally or vertically. Transparency allows you to control how visible the image is. This can be helpful when you want the text to stand out while still keeping an image in the background. If you want your image to move, animate gives you several options. When you are looking at an animation, each one has customization options where you can animate things on both, on enter, or when it leaves. And sometimes you can change the speed and things like that if you have Canva Pro. Position helps control what appears in front and what appears behind. When you click on position, whatever tab you were on last is the one that will pop up. So I was most recently on layers. The layers tab popped up. Sometimes I want to move over to arrange so that I can click an image and just send it backwards. This next button saves a lot of time. Let's say you spent some time editing one image and you want another image to look exactly the same. Instead of repeating all of those edits, click on the image you've worked on and then click on this paint roller. And then click on the image you want to apply those edits to. The next part of this video is all about that edit button that we skipped earlier. There are a lot of tools here, but I don't want that to intimidate you. I'm going to go over each tool one at a time and let you know what's available. At the very top, you may see Select Area. This lets you choose what part of the image you want Canva to focus on. You can select by clicking, by brushing. You can choose the foreground of an image, even the background of an image, and things turn purple when you select them. And even better, it gives you suggested tools to use for those specific things. The Tools section contains many of Canva's image editing tools. At first, Canva only shows a handful of tools. When you click See All, Canva organizes them into categories. Under Enhance, you'll find tools that improve or modify an image. Under Reimagine, you'll find AI-powered tools that can change or generate content. Under Select Elements, you'll find tools that help you isolate or work with specific parts of an image. Let me go through each tool so you basically know what each one does. Adjust lets you improve things like brightness, contrast, color, and other image settings. Auto Adjust is my favorite one-click tool that basically changes everything automatically. Upscale can increase the resolution of an image to help it look sharper. Background Remover removes the background from an image with a single click. Magic Eraser lets you remove unwanted objects from a photo. Blur can make parts of an image look out of focus, which can help draw attention to other areas of the picture. Autofocus attempts to keep the subject sharp while blurring surrounding areas. And Face Retouch provides tools designed to enhance portraits and selfies. Magic Edit allows you to select part of an image and use AI to change it. Image to Video can turn a single image into a short AI-generated video. BG Generator creates a brand new background for an image using AI. Magic Expand can generate additional image content beyond the original edges of a picture. Magic Layer can separate parts of an image into editable layers, where Magic Grab lets you select and move one object within an image. And another one that's important for you to know is Grab Text. This identifies words inside an image so that you can edit or work with those words separately. Style Match allows Canva to transform the look of an image into different artistic styles. At first, you'll only see a few options, but if you click See All, you'll find many more. Canva organizes these styles into categories like handmade, trendy, and realistic. I can turn this image into a watercolor painting, or a pop art image, or even make it look like a plush toy. Feel free to experiment with the different styles and see what Canva creates. This does use some of your AI credits. Filters are a quick way to change the look of a picture. Think of them like presets for your photo. You know, templates. One of my favorite filters is Duotone, and I get to it by clicking this right arrow and scrolling until I get to Duotone, and then I change the highlight to white and the shadows to white or black or whatever it is, and then it gives me a silhouette of the picture. You can just click Remove if you find you don't like it after all. Apps contain additional image effects and tools. There are far too many apps to cover in a beginner guide, but if you're looking for a specific image effect, Apps is a great place to explore. Do you remember earlier when I said I would show you how to outline an image with a transparent background? It's finally time to do that. Click on the image with the transparent background, go to Edit, scroll down to Shadows. Let's click See All so that we can see all of the shadows here, but there's a glow shadow, a drop shadow, an outline. There's a curved shadow, a page lift, angled, and even backdrop. And each one of these will give you custom options that you can change. And you can even change the color if you want. If you're brand new to Canva, don't stop here. I've created an entire beginner's guide series designed to help you navigate Canva one step at a time.